Alright, and we are live, coming at you right from the place in which I live. Just going over some things quickly, making sure that everything is alright. And get the pop out for this. Pop out chat. Save, and then we go to, not alert box, but we go to chat box. That's the one. Properties. Boom. There we go. Now it looks like everything is going about as it should. Life. Alright, copy. Everything looks like it's being sorted through. Just need to send this in a few spots and then we'll be able to rock out properly. Randomizer. Is done. Question mark. Who knows? Go. Where is that other thing I'm looking for? There it is. Boom. Alright, everything looks like it is sorted through. That is weird. We'll have to figure that out later, but normal. We're not going to be completely insane about this one. At least I'm not planning on it. Copy text. Sorry, shit is running not how I want it on my end, and that is causing some minor issues. Cool. Randomize all those. Restart mission. What do we got? That is not a good start. Yeah, no, I do not like that as a potential starting seed. But hey, you know, when in Rome, I need to pull up the YouTube chat on my phone because stuff is being funky. A Square and A Jag, yeah, we'll see what exactly rocks on here. Let's double check that's going through there, and yeah, so chain gun and a scythe. We'll see how this works. Okay, not nearly as bad as I thought it would. Come on. There we go. Fuck. Noted. Well, that'll be a fun bit of bait to drag people in. Why is Trotsky running about? Okay. And we get a burst rifle from him. Yeah, no, I'm not sure why the delay is as big as it is, but it is. Do me a favor, type a phrase like squid or something. Okay, so 23 seconds. I'll have to see how to work that, because that's a 23-second delay, and that is not good, in my opinion. Okay, I just looked down, but got test. What's... Huh. Weird. I'll have to run some testing stuff on my end, see if I can figure out how to lower the delay, but hopefully it's not completely awful and just, you know, moderately so. Okay, at least it's a consistent 23 seconds. Yeah, it's streamed on Twitch beforehand. Oh, I absolutely love the scythe as a weapon. It's probably one of the main ones I go to. My main concern was the chain gun that we were dealing with. Yeah, changed over from Twitch just because almost all of my stuff is here on YouTube, so it was more so a matter of consolidating stuff. Fuck yeah, death and taxes. What are we looking at here? Cool, I need you guys to move forward. Right, got that. Now we just need to... make sure we go through this proper. Right, give him the runaround. I don't think I've used the Revenant beforehand. I mainly go for death and taxes and a knife or mouse gun. So that's another reason why I'm doing this randomizer run. So wonderfully made for us by Jag, because I have a setup that I use and I tend to not stray from that setup. What even is the... Yeah, the randomizing weapons is absolutely amazing. I was experimenting with this a little while ago, and I kept getting shurikens for some reason, or an auto grenade launcher. Sure, I'll get an auto grenade launcher. there we go. I wonder if you... Jag, is it compatible with the mod that adds in, like, the PlayStation exclusive weapons? And... I mean, obviously it probably wasn't built with that in mind, but that's a amazing but slightly horrifying thought to me. I haven't had a chance to explore those weapons, but don't they have, like, the solid snake knife with it? Auto grenade. Boom. Well, would you look at that? There's some drugs. Yeah, I am loving this randomizer. You're a fucking godsend, Jag. I need to get a fucking second monitor because I'm having to glance down at my phone. Okay. Yeah, I figured as much, but, you know, just thought I would muse over the question. Yeah, let's just get the knife to make it quick, and now we can get back to things proper. Mission until gun docks. What are we looking at over here? Okay, this isn't a horde setup. Either way, shurikens. Revenant up there. Oh shoot, that replaces the whole knife block. Interesting. And... God damn it. That's I managed to block myself off of that line pretty well. Actually, no. Revenant. Just need to wait for our lady to turn, and we got that. Yeah, I didn't notice in my quick run through. Holy shit, that is a lot of generals. Yep, that tracks. That's still a lot of generals. Fucking chain gun. Okay, auto grenade launcher. I actually don't mind that. Boom. Suppressed PW grenade launcher. Yeah, if we just go up there and... Come on. Someone's got to open the door. Nope. Old world combat shotgun. Huh. Thought we were gonna get the old world rifle. There we go. Now we have the suppressed. Alright, see you around, Jag. Once more, thank you for humoring me with my request for the automatic. Hey, well, you know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, bully somebody for being a little too tall. You know, that's just what you gotta do sometimes, and I definitely don't think Hopo was intending for us to put the general's... where was the ash cache? I forgot. It's on the top floor. God damn it. I definitely don't think they were intending for us to do a full randomizer. God damn it. I need to figure out how to do the second monitor chat, which is going to involve first buying a monitor. Because otherwise that's going to be an annoying kettle of fish for me to work with. Yeah, I mean, a seed block could be fun, but I also enjoy just the pure roulette of getting, you know, a good seed to work with, and then, you know, oh shit, the seed block isn't there, so I messed up, and now I get to try and figure out a whole new setup. I think I might get the achievement of not killing our fine gentleman with the thing. Huh. Okay. How do we want to run this? Is that a second mouse gun? Nope, yep, that. And here's a fine example of the chaos. Why the fuck did you give me a flash grenade? Yep. I bungled that one. I wonder what the back-end stuff of creating a seed lock looks like. This may shock you considering I was the one who asked for it, but I do not know how modding of any kind works. Suppressed blunderbuss. Sure. Floating knife blocks? You know, they're demons, man. Nothing can shock me like that. God. Cassette tapes, sure. Why not get their double fucking cassette tapes? If you're just gonna keep moving back and forth, can you do me the favor and step on the landmine? Shit. Yep. Hey, you were the one who managed to get it all sorted in my eyes, so... To the victor goes the spoil. Zen. The way I see it, you're the victor right now. The fuck do you mean severed lich arm? Yeah, that probably would have been a better way to work it. Again, what do you mean severed lich arm? I... Jag, what the fuck is a severed lich arm? Since when was severed lich arm in the game files? Okay, so severed lich arm is a thing that is a well-known entity. That is good to know. Huh, I did not... You learn something every day. You know, I'm not gonna get that door parry. Suppress 9, throwing stars. GW. You know, at this point it might just be funnier to try and actually kill him with a submachine gun. Huh. Yep, fair. I wasn't paying attention. Yep, you gotta run me down like that. Fucking hell, I keep discovering the weirdest shit because of this. Fuck. Really? I'll have to try and reset enough to get the shuriken, because that is a really cool tidbit. Huh. I mean, with how shurikens have been spawning, it's not going to be that long of a time frame until we find one, probably, so... huh. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because how you probably need to code them. Fascinating. I just failed to go through a vent, like, 3 times. I don't think I got enough sleep last night. Swap the 32 for the tack. There we go. Now we need to bait you guys down so I can go get the scythe. Come on. No. Okay, fair. For an explanation to that, I was just, you know, trying to get the shurikens to spawn again. I'm not comedically incompetent. That lich arm is so fun. Damn it. You know, looking back at all this, it really makes you appreciate the logic that has been used to reasonably get the balance of these levels right. Fuck it, I should probably just grab my knife just so I have a second chance at something. Nope. it is. And the random smattering of... We might be able to kill him with the Tommy gun. Holy shit. We seriously might be able to not get the achievement. That would be beautiful. That would be fucking beautiful. Managed to kill him with it. Managed to do it. Landmines. I still do not understand landmines. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, got the 32. Let's wait for them to turn around and then we'll double tap. Semi-auto? Okay. Double kill. Oh yeah, one of my friends, he's really big on trying to speed run through the game, and he's 100%ed it and everything. It is amazing to watch him work, so I can only imagine what it looks like from, your point of view. Okay. Well. Worth a shot. Not a good shot. Apparently it's worth a shot. There we go. Grab that. Yep, probably by the end of this, though, I'll have picked up at least a few tricks of the trade. Fucking landmines. Okay, so I think we're starting... That's a bad spawn. I think we're starting to figure out what exactly constitutes a good randomizer run. And definitely get an idea of what is not a good run. Huh. Headhunter. Actually, semi-auto. Shit, semi-auto, we can use this. Is the audio back to normal? Are things working? Okay, it looks like all the audio stuff is functioning. I don't know why that might have been the case, but I think I might have hit the mic. Where was I? Right. Cool. You need to turn around, sir. Awesome. It is... I mean, you are partially aware of this, Jag, but it has been an ongoing battle with me and audio. Does this power only affect... Nope, it affects... Jag, was that intended? That he can summon back, regular soldiers as his thing? Or is it just pure luck that it ended up that way? God, you want to walk forward, man. Okay. Interesting. God damn it. Everyone except dogs. Well, my question is, since he was a chain gun and he got revived as a capo or, you know, one of the regular dudes, like, is that, you know, as intended? Sawn off. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not surprised that there isn't, you know, special script saying, oh, you get to revive them as whatever they were in life, but... Huh. I suppose you would find out a bunch of background stuff when you're actively messing around with the game files. And a weirdly large amount of cassette drops. Hey, stage clear. And with that, we go up to the roof and exit stage right. Follow the hounds. God, this has been very enlightening to see the little tidbits of the game I have not seen before. Okay. I wondered if the... You would know better, is the 9mm... Is the 9mm intentional with this, or was it just by happenstance? I know, I definitely want to get more into the actual level creation in the game, because it looks really fun. I just don't have the time to go all in on figuring out how to always work it. Okay. I figured that was the case of Boogeyman always giving you the 9mm. that would be, I think, the next best option for how to run the mod adding randomized starting weapons. Get the fuck up, man. Tommy gun, hammer. Boom. Boom, keep that up until after this level. Okay. Was this AI broken? I mean, the answer is probably yes, but... speedrunners don't buy until after this. Replace chosen with 9mm. Okay, waste time reselecting. Interesting. I figured it was something like that. I was wondering why the dog hadn't decided to be an absolute pain in my ass. I will go on record and state that dogs are probably one of my least favorite enemies just because of how often they appear. I think that's also true in Metro, but not because of how often they appear, it's just because they're a pain in the ass to deal with. No vacancy. Hey, have you heard about the Reaper? Gurgle. That's my favorite voice line in the entire game. Gurgle. So, 9mm bolt action. Okay, that's not a bad setup. Do the talking heads not get randomized? 'Cause this looks largely unchanged to me. I did not realize... God damn it, he's just gonna resurrect with all his sergeants. Bothersome. That is... bothersome, and I'm going to say it is entirely your fault, Jag, for having that be a completely reasonable thing that they do with just re-summoning them as normal soldiers. I need to find us a piercing weapon. That piercing weapon would be nice. Is that the... that looks like the Revenant. Yeah, that's a good shout. Does this... Yep, this does. Oh god, yeah. Huh. I guess I've never dealt with grunts and or techies and generals as in the same room. Oh, I fully agree with your decision, Jag. I'm still gonna blame you though for God fucking damn it. The annoyance that it is going to cause me in future instances. So it is entirely your fault and very reasonable at the same time. Revenant. Get that. Scythe is good. If we grab that, should be able to do that and then bait him up here. And if we go below, we should be able to work this. There we go. It's amazing how much reach the scythe has when you just let it swing. Is there a way to get a piercing weapon before this level? I don't think so, but if there is, that would be brutal. What do we got in terms of backup? Chain gun, that's bothersome, but nothing too bad. Okay, I am not mad about what we got as backup. The only real issue... Okay, so you can get Revenant early. Yeah, that wasn't a bad thing of backup. I think mainly because I was able to work it so the general didn't come, or rather his AI didn't work it. Like, I am not complaining about that. I guess I really haven't looked in the shop all that often. God, yeah, I am happy with how they balanced the enemies retroactively. Like you said, it is an art form unto itself, and... Okay, what the fuck? Why did he... The shuriken. He spawned on a shuriken like you mentioned earlier, and that made him take damage going berserk right off the bat. That is... That is disgusting. Suppressed shotgun. Drag, I'm going to say that is entirely your fault, and why the fuck do we have a chain gun on the ceiling? Jag, this is your fault. Entirely your fault, and absolutely in no way the randomizer, but I need someone to blame that isn't me right now, so your fault. There we go. I don't know, and I kind of want to test it. I'm trying... How would I manage to test that? Honestly, I'll... No, it didn't look like he could spin that up. Unfortunate. That could have been absolutely brilliant. Oh god. Techie on the ceiling. Techie on the fucking ceiling. Jag, this is your fucking fault. You know, I think the play here is just let him drop as many as he can, and then we use armor piercing through the roof. Oh god. Well, apparently he can put matter through the roof. I will cherish that recommendation, Jag. God, that is a fucking doozy. Okay, we cleared that. Cleared that one. We didn't clear that. Blunderbuss off in the corner. Blunderbuss off in the corner, that is our saving grace right now. I don't like you saying that's not the worst thing they can do, Jag. And I want you to elaborate, but at the same time, please don't. God fucking damn it. Shurikens. Yeah, I am coming to see that a technician is possibly like one of the worst things that can spawn. God damn it. Jag, I'm gonna have to ask you to please stop cooking. That's bad. That's the first reasonable drop I think we've had. That was the first reasonable drop we had. No, what triggers them then? 'Cause there's that, and that didn't freak him out. Scythe, that is beautiful. Roof shotgun is either gonna be not so bad or an absolute fucking nightmare. Thankfully, we'll never figure that out, but... Ha. What did that hit on to explode me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, at least someone had the proper tracing to figure that out. Okay, that knife did not like that techie, or the chain gun. It's supposed to be suppressed, you idiot. You're not supposed to hear it. Oh, Grunt managed to get off one shot. That explains a lot more. Okay, we got that. The shotgun there. Techie down there. Let's get him freaked out. Swap that. Get the 10 mil. Okay, it's good to know that the floating heads remain mostly the same. And honestly, with this mod, mostly is good enough for me. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, I think... Is that all the grenades cleared? Please let that be all of the... Someone went absolutely ham up there with his landmines. Okay, that's burnt. Did I miss one back here? I mean, obviously I did, but where was it that got missed? Right in the middle of all those. Boom. That's a speedrun trick. That is a disgusting amount of landmines. I forgot to unlock the door. Damn it. And we're through. Right. I think, what, supply and demand, we've got like 2 more missions before Zombie Kings ends up being finished. Mission Roland. Actually, no, this is it. This is the final one. Ladies and gentlemen, can he do it? What are we looking at here? Seems very fond of throwing stars. Nope, my fingers are not quick enough. It is too cold up here in my area. Cold fingers. That's my excuse of this season. Cold fingers. I need to be quicker. Right now I'm not doing quick, I'm doing stagnation. So, a full round of 32 doesn't kill him. Good to know. You guys are my lifeblood. What are you giving me? Suppress 9 mil. Good enough for me. Fuck. Revenant, that's not bad. We can use that to... pull that. Nope. I swear I have played this game before. And it's just my cold fingers. This'll what? Combat? Semi-auto. Cool. I can work with semi-auto. Cool, got that. Now we can run. Okay, yeah, you see, that's the issue, Rabbit. You are assuming that I am good at the game. For your sake, I would recommend you tone down the expectations a little. Right, now if we drop here, should be able to waste way too much ammo on that, but get it done. Okay, full suppressed. Are you gonna come down? Okay, no, you're going up. Okay, you're there, that'll be an annoyance, but we can work with that. Annoyance, but we can work with that. That's, I think, a good motto for how this randomizer run works. Boom. Roland is dead. Okay, that's the chain guy. Boom. There we go, Zombie King's done. This was a weird, eclectic group of weaponry. Okay, I've got to check out how the 1,000 Years is gonna work. 'Cause we have so many guys on the ceiling. I'm not sure how that's gonna... Oh god. The question for the ages at this point, is this room gonna remain non-hostile? There's only one way to find out, lads. The answer is no. It will not remain non-hostile. Holy shit. Jag, this is all your fault. Why would you do this to me? Also, why did they decide that a dog should be carrying a keycard? Holy shit. Did we lose frames? No, everything's going on as it should, but how the fuck? I think that's the best way to just phrase my thinking right now. How in the ever-living fuck? At this point, I'm just wondering what the theoretical worst layout you could get for down there is. More knives. That's great. Okay, turns out sealing... Square, I think all of them break it. But it does turn out that ceiling bouncers are one of the least threatening things you can find, thank goodness. Landmine. There we go. Effective things of landmines. Path under 5. The issue is it looks like all of these guys didn't get the memo you told me about. Because if we duck down... Yeah, the entire basement aggroes. Okay, I actually like this layup. Get off the roof, you fucking nerd. Okay, they'll get alert. I need to get a better system. This is quite the predicament you've given me, good sir. Fuck. Alright, knife. That's useful. Death and taxes. I love you. You know, something tells me those guys weren't meant to be on the ceiling. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just getting that inkling. Piss off, Trotsky. I do appreciate that I can effectively ignore about half of the sergeants. Oh, did it die? No, it didn't die. Well, I do believe that it might be time for me to bow out. You know, I have lost my mojo. God, this was one hell of a stream, folks. Thank you, Jag, for throwing this whole song and dance together. That was absolutely brilliant. And we'll pick this up again next time I get the chance, because I am going to do a full randomizer run. You all know the drill, stuff below, do it as you see